There are no airline attendants on Con Air. I know this from experience. Hi, this is Jack from Something's Brewing, and this is the first edition from Bizarre Behind the Bars, our weekly prison stories we're going to be bringing you, and believe me, it is bizarre behind the bars. But today's episode is before I even got behind the bars. It's my initial flight on Con Air. And if you've never had the experience, I would skip it if you get the chance to have the experience. But if you've never had the experience, it's a whole different type of flying. First of all, when you get on the Con Air and you go hopping up in there and they got you handcuffed and they got you shackled, there's no airline attendant to say, where are you going? How's your day? Can I see your ticket? Where's your seat? Your seat's back there. I'll tell you where your connection is later. Nothing like that. It's get your ass on the plane, move back, move on, get back there, and they jam you back there and they take you to a seat. And they do direct you to a seat. And when I get there, I've got the inside seat by the aisle. Next to me on the left is this kid who looks like he's 10 or 12 years old. I mean, this kid looks young and he is scared shitless. And I wonder, what did he do? I mean, did he steal some bubble gum and transport it across state lines to get here? I don't know. Behind me, as I'm sitting there, is a rather rotund woman, and I'm being kind, I'm not picking, I'm just giving a description so you can get the whole story, who apparently is an air marshal. She's not an inmate, and she gets a big old bag of chips, and she's throwing these some bitches down. And as I'm sitting there, pieces are flying up on top of me, But to my right, across the aisle, is a real inmate. Experienced guy. This guy got a big old beard, looks like a bird nest, and he's got this really weird mustache and nasal hair thing going on. It's kind of a combination. Got this mustache, but the hair is going down out of his nose. It looks like a whole separate mustache. He's got dual mustaches like this. And he's got these black nubby teeth. And them big old eyebrows are hanging down. Look like they move on their own, even like that. And you wonder, you ever seen them people? You wonder, why the hell didn't they trim them back? Of course, why did he brush his teeth? Hair's all mussed up on top. And the most interesting characteristic is in the middle of his forehead. He's got a third eyeball tattoo right there. And he's using all three of these eyes to stare at that kid. As we take off on Con Air into the wild blue yonder, let me tell you, when they take off Con Air, it ain't like this right here. It's like a rocket. They take off up in the air, beating the hell out of that plane. I guess if you crash with a bunch of inmates, you don't care. Who wants to be the pilot on Con Air anyway? He might be suicidal. You don't even know. We get leveled off, and now, boy, things are kind of smoothed off. They don't come down to like a sandwich. You have your drinks, and like they do in regular. It's just everybody either cackling or doing nothing. The guy across from me, he's definitely cackling. He's telling this kid things he's going to do to him that, hell, I'd never even heard before. And I was in law enforcement before. And so this guy's on his kid, and the kid's sitting there. Now the kid, he's wailing and crying and carrying on. He says to me, I think I'm going to be sick. I said, oh, man, don't you dare. Because if you get sick here, they know airbags. I mean, not Con Air. If there was, what are you going to do? You going to hold that, puking that? No. I said, turn your head the other way. And he says, not that kind of sick, not that kind of sick. And I'm thinking, well, it ain't coming out there, it's coming out. And then it happened. I'll never forget these famous words he said to me. Oh no, I had an accident. You hear little kids say that. I'm sure you heard it. And when that happens and they say I've had an accident, it means they've crapped their pants. I tell you, the wind came up from his seat and hit me, and this was a long overdue bowel movement, and he let it go right there. And it's tearing me up. I mean, it's burning my eyes. It's something else. The guy that crossed the aisle didn't bother him. He's on it now. He's in the full blitz. He's, buddy, don't care. I'll get you down there. I'll help you get cleaned up. Blah blah. He's going down. The kid is freaking. The woman behind me, which is kind of a silver lining, who'd been knocking the chips all over, decides she's going to get up and move. She says, I can't sit here anymore. My God, this is terrible. I can't stay here. And she gets up. And I'm leaning in the aisle to get away from the smell best I can. I'll lean like this right there. And she gets up to move up to fresher pasture. Bang, her butt cheek on the left-hand side hits me in the head, about knocks me out. I mean, she's got a bountiful rear end on her. Man, she went by. It was kind of a sad moment for me. I remember thinking, that was probably my last female contact for a long time. Maybe forever. I wonder if it was good for her, too. That time, an air marshal came walking up, and how I know he's an air marshal, because I said to him, I said, sir, He stops, he looked at me, he goes, what? I says, is there any chance I can move out of here, move someplace else? He goes, I'm an air marshal. Okay. I'm happy for you. Any chance I can move out of here? He goes, nope. Deal with it. So there I sat in an airborne episode of deliverance. And I realized at that moment, the only worst thing in life to be in a plane that did crash was being in a plane you wish would crash. Come back next week, and we'll tell you more when we land. And the more character we get into, the more you're going to see, the weirder it gets. This is Jack. Reach down and hit that subscribe button or give us a like. We're kind of new here. We're trying to get things going so you'll enjoy your time here. And I hope we can do that. But just do that. Subscribe or like. Tell us what you think. I appreciate it. We'll see you next week on Bizarre Behind the Bars. So long.